What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel and another Elden Ring video. A while back I made a video with the location of all of the great ghost glovewort that you can get in one playthrough of the game, and today we're going to look at the same thing but for great grave glovewort. Now of course the difference between these two resources is that in the case of great ghost glovewort, this is used to level renowned ashes up to +10, and obviously then you can imagine that great grave glovewort is used to increase normal ashes up to +10. So those would be like the wolves and the skeletons. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump on over. Now just so that we are on the same page, in every one playthrough of this there are 6 of these items available to you, which means every one playthrough of the game you can level 6 of your ashes up to +10, and then if you want access to more of these you are going to have to start a new game plus or get another new game plus after the new game plus that you're on already, so that you can get more of those. Now the first 2 of these 6 are actually quite easy to locate, or what I mean by that is they actually come from the same source, and that is more specifically if you are up here in the mountaintops of the giants area, and when you at the moment where you come through the hidden path of the Haligtree, you have access to just essentially riding your way around here and getting to the consecrated Snowfield Catacombs. Now inside this area is where you're going to find your first 2 of these great grave gloveworts. You're actually going to have to defeat the boss inside this here. So this is a standard catacombs. What I mean by that is you have some enemies on the inside and of course a boss that you have to defeat. That boss is usually behind a boss door, and you have to pull a lever somewhere inside the map, which basically then gives you access to that boss door. Now some catacombs are more difficult than others because they're kind of mazy or they have a puzzle in them or something like that. This one is not really that difficult and essentially is quite linear, so I'm not going to run you through the way of actually getting there. Basically all you do is you go down there, you go through a set bunch of rooms, and essentially you have to climb out to the 3rd floor and you can pull the lever. But once you do that, you're going to come down here. This is going to give you access to the boss door, and more specifically to the boss. We're going to go in and we're going to fight this boss, and I'm just going to use trusty old black knife Tish here and just let Tish get in on, and then we could just mop up and do the rest ourselves. And as soon as you drop this boss actually drops you 2 great grave glovewort, as you can see there, and that's our first 2 of the 6 done. Our next great grave glovewort, number 3 on our list, is actually located all the way over here. Again, we're sticking with mountaintops of the giants, but this time we're going to go into giant conquering hero's grave. Now this is a kind of, it's also basically like a catacombs, but this is a little bit more difficult to sort of find your way around. It can be quite confusing, so I will run you through the exact route that you need to take to get to the item. Now it's not particularly hidden, you know, behind a difficult boss per se. However, you do have to defeat a few enemies on the way there, and specifically when it comes to this dungeon, or what should we call it, catacomb, it's built with a certain mechanic in mind, which is these shadow creatures that you have to essentially drag over into the light like here, and then as you can see this actually triggers them to transform, which means that you can kill them. Now the good news is we don't actually need to do any of that to get to the item itself. So once we get in here, again there are going to be enemies all around, but we can avoid most of them, especially the shadow creatures, and we can essentially just follow the route that I'm showing you here right now. And what we're trying to do is we are trying to get to this lift here, and that's actually going to get us where we need to go. So we can ride this down. Definitely need to do that before all these enemies catch up with us, but we can ride this down. Maybe I could just make it a little bit more light, and once we get to the bottom here we can just send the lift back up, and then it's going to reveal a little alcove that we can get into, and that's actually going to be our shortcut to get to the item. Now we're going to have to fight one more enemy for that, so to get this to go down we're just going to pull the lever and then actually jump into that little hole before it disappears. So this is going to get us right to where we need to be. We don't have to fight this enemy, we can basically run past this, but I mean if you want to be looting the area and everything like that, again these cat creatures with the light you can dodge, because what you're looking for is to go left right there, oops, and just take this ladder up right here. That's it. This is our final area where we need to be. And our Great Grave Glovewort is going to be in the back of this room as we come around the corner, with one prelate essentially standing in front of it. So it's not that item over there. The flower is right at the back there. So we can quickly just kill this guy. Okay, or he can be a little bit of a handful. There we go. As soon as we get him down, we have access to our Great Grave Glovewort, and that's number 3. Now our next 2 Great Grave Glovewort are actually located in the same area. We're gonna go for the easiest one first. So once you get to Crumbling Azula, or Farum Azula rather, you're gonna be getting to Crumbling Beast Grave Depths, which is one of the first sort of resting sites that you get. So as soon as you actually spawn in here, it's just a short run to the item. You can fight these enemies if you want to, or you can just go ahead and skip them like I do. But what you're looking to do is get up on this roof. As soon as you get up on this roof here, you're gonna go up and then cut a right in here. And the item you're looking for is all the way at the back end of this room. Now there are some of these, I guess I'm just gonna call them rat men walking around. But essentially what you're looking for, and I've already picked it up, but it's gonna be resting right here on that little alcove there. And that's gonna be your item number 4. So your 4th Great Grave Glovewort, and then you can just hightail it out like I'm doing it right now. Now staying in Crumbling Farum Azula as promised, the next one is a little bit more difficult to get to, but I'll show you the exact route. Once you get to the Dragon Temple here and this floaty sort of platformy area, you can essentially once again just follow the route that I'm about to show you, and I can get you right to the item. So of course there are going to be some enemies around here which you can deftly dodge. What you're looking for is to go in this alcove here, up the stairs. You're gonna cut a fat left right over here and jump down here and get your butt across to that side. And there's the world's largest, or rather longest, ladder climb coming up. So we're gonna climb to the top of this, and then our item will be in sight, the Great Grave Glovewort, and this is number 5 of 6. So we're almost done. One more to go after this. So once we get to the top here, this is literally the only item up here. There are some enemies here, which you can again just kind of skip. You don't have to fight them. There's some hanging on the roof there as well. But what we're looking for is right over here. And that is our 5th Great Grave Glovewort. After that, let's go. Our last one of the 6 is over here at the Haligtree. More specifically, the side of grace we're looking for is the drainage channel. And once you actually spawn down here, you are going to go up this ramp here and a little bit of a ways to get there. Now, word of warning, we have to deal with an ulcerated tree spirit boss here to get to the item. You could potentially be fast enough to sort of snag it and then just run, but most likely you're gonna have to do this fight and deal with it. But you're gonna go up here. They of course have these cockroach bosses standing around here, so we're just gonna deal with them. I don't really know if they're cockroaches, that's what I call them. But once you go over to this area here, you can kind of see it there in the rot water there. But we're gonna have to essentially, as mentioned, we're gonna have to fight this ulcerated tree here. So let's just get ready for that fight, and then hopefully we can quickly take him down and get us that item. Of course, you do take damage here. You can see I can just run and grab it. There, I've actually got it. But now, you know, you can fight or you can run. I think I might die, so I might do the 3rd option. And there we go. But that is essentially how you get the item. I unfortunately did pass away, but it is what it is. Hey, at least we got that Glovewort. But that brings us to the end of the video. I'm going to have to run and go get my runes from that boss now, but I'm not going to make you watch that, or more specifically make you watch me fail doing that. So thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. Let me know in the comments down below if there's anything else that you're specifically looking for in the game, any help that I can be of. I would like to do that. But other than that, it's just super important to me that you have a fantastic morning, a great afternoon, and a super awesome evening wherever you are in the world. And until next video, fucking cheers.
They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me.